Red Bull, Virgin Atlantic, Tom's Shoes, and Lyft. Well-known businesses with strong brand recognition. So what do they have in common? It turns out their founders started their companies after a formative travel experience. Let's take a step back and examine why is that. We know that children are practically sponges, capable of absorbing large amounts of information and mimicking observed behaviors. Their brains have twice as many synapse connections per neuron than in adults. As we age in life, the brain trims and cuts unused connections to make stronger ones, thus creating strong inclination to things we are used to. It turns out that exposure to new stimuli, doing new activities, and having new experiences can help to enhance those connections at any age. Numerous studies have found that frequent travelers showed significant increase in creativity. This is attributed to the exposure to new ideas, new people, and new environment. Our brain gathers new information elements which can now be merged to create new and novel ideas or perception of things. In other words, placing yourself in a foreign environment becomes a new maze for your brain to navigate. This becomes a cognitive workout for your brain, which forms new synapse connections which didn't exist before. Neuroscientists used to believe our brains are static and incapable of change. This was debunked by famous Dr. Marion Diamond, who proved that it is the complete opposite. In her study, the brain showed growth when the body was placed in enriched environments. She placed some lab rats in a multisensory environment and others in a bare environment. The rats in the unenriched environment cannot create new neuron synaptic connections and were pruned away due to age. However, the rats that in the enriched environment had more synaptic connections in them and remained available into age. Awe, a combination of excitement, bravery, and curiosity that only seems to be good friends of us when we travel to a new place. It gives us bravery and curiosity to be entangled with a new environment that our brains are not familiar with. It is one of the most empowering feelings we can experience. This excitement propels us to live in a new environment, to eat new foods and experience new cultures. Allows our brains to be more adaptable and malleable when we travel with an open mind to experience new memories in a foreign land. Conversely, we should try to avoid doing things that we are familiar with when we travel, as we deprive our brains to create new neural synapse connections. The idea is to fully immerse, deeply engage, and blend well into the environment. The impact of travel can last way beyond the duration of the trip itself. People feel less stressed and having less headaches up to 5 weeks after the overseas trip itself. One key biological impact is that traveling can reduce stress. As the reward center of the brain is engaged during travel, it helps to reduce our body's primary stress hormone, cortisol, generated during the routine grind. Strong majority of people reported that just the act of anticipating and planning the trip can increase happiness, pleasure, and excitement. Whether you're traveling across the country or across the world, seize every opportunity to make new discoveries. You may just change your brain for the better, wherever your journey takes you.